Hello everyone, this is the Prussian Prince with another Warhammer tournament match cast. This is the ESL Community Cup number 10 match between Brent Verlin and houseplant. Wolf houseplant that is, and Brent Verlin is also in a clan, but I'm not SK something, I don't actually remember. But anyway, this is the round of 4, aka semi-final match. Well, one of the semi-final matches anyway, at least. We have Houseplant playing as the Greenskins, and Brent Verlin is part of the Vampire account. So actually here you see his name, so it's SK10A is his clan apparently. I've never seen it before, but then again, not too much up to date at the moment when it comes to the competitive scene in Warhammer, at least. So maybe it's more of a known clan right now, maybe he's just... maybe it's not, I have no idea. Anyway, enough blabbering, let's just get into the game and see how it goes. Now, if only the game actually loaded. Again, I just launched the game, so that's my first game, always takes longer to load. But here we go. Time for slow motion, and let's take a look at the builds. Again, for Greenskins, we have the Orc War Boss on a Wyvern. We see Goblin Big Boss on the field as well. 2 Goblin Archers. A unit of Trolls, interestingly enough. Then we see what would be 3 Orc War Biggins in total, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Up front we see 2 Orc Biggins on each flank, and then we see 2 Black Orcs in the center, I believe. And a Night Goblin Shaman, which I completely forgot about actually. So yeah, that would be the composition for Greenskins. Now for Vampire counts, let's see what we have. So we have a Vampire Lord, then we see Blood Knights, 1 on each flank. Towards the center, looks like we have 3 zombies with 2 White Kings, I believe. There we go, and 2 Cocaine Wraiths. Then we also have 2 Skeleton Spearmen, well, 1 on each flank, and then a Graveguard with great weapons on each flank. So, pretty sturdy lineup for the Vampire counts. The addition of 2 White Kings, however, is an interesting one, to say the least. But let's keep things going by hitting play and see how it's actually gonna play out, you know? Should be interesting. Look at these Orc Biggins. They really are ready to fight right now. Yeah, I should turn off the coloring. Oh, not support. It's not the button that I wanted to press. Game settings. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Alliance coloring. There we go. This should look much better now. There we go. Finally, things look as they should be. Yay, the orcs look like proper orcs, you know. Now they're charging into the Vampire counts, these Graveguard with great weapons. Hey, look at them. They're pretty cool looking dudes, aren't they? So yeah, Orc War Boss coming up front. Looks like he's gonna target the Vampire Warlord. Wow, Lord. Is he gonna get Spirit Leech maybe? No. We saw Magic Missile coming off, and it actually did quite a bit of damage to the Orc War Boss, but Orc War Boss is going to be able to get rid of the Vampire Lords. No questions about that. Vampire Lord already taking more damage from the Orc War Boss. You can see the Orc War Boss does have overall just simply better stats in melee, so actually doesn't show that much, but he does have better abilities in melee at least, so yeah, he's gonna win here quite decisively. We see Undeath Resurgent and Nehek. Nehek does help out quite a bit actually, so it might turn it around in favor of the Vampire Lord, but then Orc War Boss should have a potion as well. There we go, Wa-enabled Potion of Toughness, which could actually change things around. In the meantime, though, there is an engagement happening. Looks like the Orc War Biggins are going to be able to deal with the Blood Knights, especially with support from Orc Biggins. Over here we have Orc Biggins going to die to Graveguards for sure. But the Orcs are fighting downhill, which is really good. Here they're not, though, so this is a mistake But the Orc War Boss is going to deal with the Vampire Lord over there. The Blood Knights are going down, but there's one Blood Knight here. Again, this one is going to go down. As long as the Orc Biggins go in here with these Orc Boy Biggins as well. And there they go. Cane Raids here are engaging Orc Biggins, and we know the Cane Raids here are going to die to the Orc Biggins. They don't have enough support. Black Orcs here crushing through the zombies, and yeah, there's just 2 zombies here. Nothing the Vampire Counts can do over there. We have the Goblin Archers actually targeting down the, I believe it is the White Kings? Or the Cane Raids. The Cane Raids have like no armor, so also a good target to shoot at, but the White Kings have plenty of armor. You can see here in the background the Orc War Boss totally getting rid of the Vampire Lord there. No chance for the Vampire Lord against the Orc War Boss. Not sure if the Orc War Boss has potions left. Probably not, I would imagine. So the White King here is getting targeted down by the Goblin Archers, but White King chasing Goblin Archers, not quite what you want to do. Goblin Archers can just run away, and White King isn't even on horseback, so we can't actually catch them. Looks like now we see the Orc Boy Biggins coming into the fray against the White King, so the White King here is surrounded. He's going to end up falling quite quickly here to the Orc Boy Biggins, you would think. Because he is surrounded and he doesn't have any supporting units. But here you can see that the Vampire Counts have actually pushed through here. They're pushing through the center of the Orcs, and the Trolls and Night Goblin Shamans here with the Goblin Big Boss, however, should be more than enough to get rid of them. But that doesn't really matter at this point. Mass wavering, or well, should I say disintegration, on the side of the Vampire Counts. Stat-wise, you can see Greenskins didn't deploy as much, but obviously they had the better units overall, which carried them the game, and engaged very nicely against the Blood Knights. Again, Vampire Counts mostly attacking uphill, and yeah, you don't want to do that. Especially, like, the Vampire Counts really needed the Blood Knights to do well here, and such expensive units, only 35 and 30 kills. Not quite worth it, honestly. But anyway, that is game 1. I'll see you in game 2. This is game 2 of the match. We see Houseplant playing as the Empire and Brent Verlin also playing as the Empire. So this is going to be a bit, how should I put it? A bit hard to see, I suppose. But we are on Southern Chaos Wastes. Bit of a flat map again. We'll see how things go. Empire versus Empire. I mean, sometimes these mirror matchups can be interesting because then you see what one player thinks is the counter to said faction with that faction as well. So let's see, slow motion time. Let's look at the build of Houseplant. We see General of the Empire on the field. We have, looks like a Demigryph Knight on each of the flanks, a Reichsguard in the center. We have up front 3 Spearmen. Looks like 2 Crossbowmen and a Light Wizard on horseback. We see 3 Great Swords with a Swordsman on each of the flanks. And I believe there's... Did I mention this Reichsguard? I don't remember. Look at that Reichsguard. Looks really cool. Cooler than the Demigryphs, in my opinion. But anyway. Now, let's take a look at the other Empire build. Brent Verlin, he has... Okay, we can already see a difference. General of the Empire is now on... my goodness, I can't believe what this is called. The Hippogriff? Probably, yeah. Anyway, we see 2 Demigryphs with halberds in the back here for him as well. A Light Wizard also on horseback. 2 Great Swords in the back. A Great Cannon, oddly enough. Looks like 2 handgunners and a crossbowman unit, so skirmish advantage. Sort of in the favor of the other Empire player. Because 2 crossbowmen, so slight edge there in terms of range. But the Great Cannon does change that, of course. So, again, the red Empire player does have the range advantage because we see like 4 of those units. But yeah, the handgunners won't do so well against crossbowmen. That's one thing for sure. Anyway, the rest of the composition, 2 halberdiers up front. We have 2 spearmen as well. But yeah, this is a very fragile Empire build though, as you can see here. It doesn't have many strong melee units, but yeah, now we should see Yellow Empire pushing up. That is actually Houseplant, I believe. So we'll see how that goes. The demigryphs are being targeted by these units though, which is great. By the great cannons. That's what they need to target. Killing the demigryphs is what they need to do. So now the crossmen targeting down the handgunners. Great choice, of course. These handgunners have only 20 armor, so they're gonna go down rapidly. But the crossmen can also target back these two crossmen, so there's that. These guys need to change target to the crossbow unit over there. This unit isn't getting any kills right now, but here we see the demigryphs getting shot at once again. The single crossbow unit isn't gonna do very well, and again the handgunners are getting countered here. Oh, this could be a bad engagement for Yellow Empire though, because we see, oh no, there's gonna be a net of Amintok here, but net of Amintok used here as well, so nobody can charge. They're just both looking at each other. This crossbowman unit is gonna die. Halberdiers here engaging with swordsmen. Not quite sure why the great swords aren't moving up. This is the perfect opportunity for the great swords to move up and start attacking into the main line of Empire, because what are these spearmen going to do? The Yellow Empire needs to charge front, keep going in with the great swords, but that they are very late into the fray. This is a huge mistake, in my opinion. Oh, actually, Yellow Empire also has a hippogriff on with the General of Empire. Okay, but General of the Empire is not engaging right now, but it should be careful because these units are gonna come and try and engage him. Looks like these units will no longer be... Oh, but this is a huge problem here. A single demigryph got caught against two demigryphs. Huge blunder there by Yellow Empire, and looks like there's gonna be an engagement here. Should be interesting to see who actually ends up taking this fight. Light Wizard here might actually give a boost here to this unit. Should help Yellow Empire win that aerial engagement perhaps, but handgunners might be targeting and doing friendly fire here, not sure. But these handgunners are helping out, interestingly enough, against these demigryphs, because there's not many demigryphs left here for Red Empire, but actually they're gonna be able to do just fine due to handgunner support. The engagement is finally happening here, great swords against great swords, but these guys are so late into the fray. Halberdiers, yes, they're gonna end up not doing so well here, but still. This spearman unit, I don't know what it's doing. Demigryphs here are gonna run away, it seems. And this demigryph is still in the fight. Looks like Red General of the Empire is actually gonna end up winning here. So this is looking very bad for Yellow Empire right now, despite having the stronger build, in my opinion. Great swords here are actually beating the Yellow Empire great swords. Another net of Amintok here, which I'm not quite sure how much it actually helps, but hey. I mean, it does allow the handgunners and the great cannon to shoot at the flank of this great sword, which is nice, I guess. And here, looks like this General of the Empire is now full HP again, probably used a potion. Light Wizard charging into handgunners, you know things are desperate when the Light Wizard has to do such things. Halberdiers here engaging swordsmen. Overall, you can see the mainline engagement. It's actually still going in Yellow Empire's favor, but now we see this demigryphs charging into crossbowmen, which should totally turn around. The General of the Empire here going around, and he's just not doing well right now. It looks like Red Empire is totally cleaning up here. No issue at all dealing with this. Yeah, again, Yellow Empire trying to go into this Great Hannon. More like Great Cannon. Here we go. I mean, might actually knock out the Great Cannon, but Great Cannon with 67 kills definitely has paid for itself. We see a nice little charge here by the Red General of the Empire, doing so much damage. Comes this one too, but fighting against demigryphs may not be what he wants to do, but he kind of has to defeat these demigryphs somehow. There are spearmen here to support, so it might actually be a pretty good engagement for Yellow Empire, but still, yeah, spearmen here is fighting, but it's not going to beat that general. Handgunners here dealing with these Reichsguard. Spearmen also going to catch but a few entities here and get rid of them. Another net of Amintok here, which is very, very good. This does allow Red Empire to pull out of this engagement and reorganize and probably let handgunners and other units start shooting. Great cannons are coming back, so these cannons will be rearmed. Some demigryphs still chasing off the retreating units of Yellow Empire. Still not looking good for Yellow Empire, but The crossbows here are still on the field, and they're targeting down the handgunners, which they should be doing. But how is this General of the Empire gonna actually die? And look at these units, they're still under Knight of Amintok. They cannot move. Now they will able to move finally. And here, this general is in the fray here, and this is going to be important to see what this general does. Like, if he actually takes... Okay, so he actually got rid of a cannon. Very, very good. But now there's this Demigryph here, which needs to die, and there are still more units for Red Empire, which are not being used right now. The Slight Wizard here, Halberdiers. Okay, looks like they're all finally gonna join in. Still 2 more units coming back for Yellow Empire, so this game is actually really close at this point. This general is gonna get rid of these Demigryphs, which is very important, especially with that Spearman support. But here comes the other general getting a nice charge. This general, wow, doing so much damage, massive damage being dealt here. Now he has to disengage and run away. That, like, just completely turned it in favor of the Red Empire. That charge was just absolutely brutal. And he's under Blood Roar, but he's not gonna rout. But still, now this game is almost over, I would say, because this General of the Empire on his own can almost just like simply carry the game. Because he can definitely take out this general and probably the rest of the Yellow Empire units on his own. There we go, he's chasing this unit. And under Blood Road, looks like we're gonna have a rout soon of this general. There we go, it has been routed off the field. And that is going to be game 2, going the way of Brent Verlin. Quite a close game though. But yeah, like, it wasn't decided until the very end, until that that charge from Brent Verlin's General of the Empire just simply took so much HP of Houseplant's General. That really changed things. I mean, he already had an advantage over Houseplant, but that just completely turned it in his favor. So yeah, game 2 goes to Brent Verlin. Oddly enough, because I thought Houseplant's build was stronger. But anyway, we'll see how game 3 goes, the tiebreaker. So this is game 3 of the match. We see Houseplant playing as Warriors of Chaos and Brent Verlin in command of the Greenskins on Castle Drakenhof. So Chaos against Greenskins. Personally, I would give this 100% to Greenskins, but we'll see what Chaos can do. Definitely a hard matchup for Chaos, I would say. But let's take a look at the builds now, shall we? Well, once the game loads up. So, slow motion time. What do we have for Chaos? Well, we see Chaos Knights with lances, 1 on each flank. A Chaos Troll on each flank. In the center, 6 Forsaken, again a Forsaken core. I like this a lot. Chaos Sorcerer, Death, and a Marauder Horseman unit with throwing axes. Now, what do we have for Greenskins? Well, we see the... Wait. Did I look at the general? Yeah, it's a Chaos Lord. Okay, so there we go. So, for the Greenskins, we see the Orc Warboss. Of course. We actually have a unit of Night Goblin Archers. Interesting. Then we see up front 2 Orc Boys with a Goblin Big Boss. 2 Goblin Big Boss units, actually, and a Night Goblin Shaman. Wow, 3 heroes. We see a Doom Diver Catapult, interestingly enough. This is, however, probably the best artillery unit in the game. At least in terms of cost efficiency, for sure. We do see Orc Biggins in the back. 3 of them in total. It looks like 2 Black Orcs. Also 2 Orc Boy Biggins on the right. And I believe that's it. Now, I would have preferred to see more of these... standard melee line units for Greenskins, but we'll see if the Goblin Big Bosses can carry this for Greenskins. I really wanted to see more Black Orcs though, and Orc Biggins. I'm not quite sure about the decision to go for a Doom Diver Catapult, but we'll see. Let's just put things in passport. I guess it does make sure that Chaos has to attack him and he's on the defensive. So that could work in his favor. Well, he already has archers though. But here we see the Marauder Horseman with throwing axes already targeting down the Orc Biggins here. But they're gonna get shot in return by the Doom Divers, taking some damage. The Doom Divers might actually do friendly fire soon enough, but look at these Marauder Horsemen taking so much damage. The Orc War Boss might actually hit them. Looks like no. It's not gonna happen. The Doom Divers getting really close to friendly firing their own troops. Looks like there's an engagement here. Goblin Big Boss engaging Forsaken on his own. I'm not sure about this, because the Black Orcs are so far behind here. And the same thing here though. And I guess the Goblin Big Bosses will win, but this is risky because they're fighting on their own. Looks like Forsaken will disengage anyway. So here come Chaos Knights with lances. Looks like they're gonna try and get into the Night Goblin Archers. Chaos Lord here might be targeted by an ability. There we go, Magic Missile coming in, hitting the Chaos Lord, doing half of its HP as damage. Wow, that is just so much damage. Looks like probably we had an overcast though, because it took damage. Night Goblin Archers getting charged here by Chaos Knights with lances and dying. Here come the Chaos Trolls, but yeah, this is gonna go quite well for Chaos, I think, because we see Forsaken able to support soon enough, but they're not supporting. They're not coming in. These Chaos Trolls are coming in though, and they're gonna do massive damage to the Orcs here. The Orcs here are not gonna have much of a chance. Those engagements. Chaos pulling back here, which is a good move. These Goblin Big Bosses are not doing anything here. These Orc Boys and Black Orcs are not doing anything here. So Chaos has completely outmaneuvered the Greenskins in this engagement. Marauder Horsemen are going to target down the Orc Biggins. Again, good target here. These units for the Greenskins, no idea what's going to happen to them. The Orc War Boss chasing the Chaos Sorcerer Death, wasting some time, and eventually going to be able to kill him, but wasting too much time not actually participating in the battle. And this means that Chaos should be able to win the main melee engagement, with support from the Chaos Lord taking care of these Goblin Big Bosses, and that Black Orc unit should go down. Not quite sure what these Forsaken are doing there. They need to be sent into the fray. Looks like Chaos Knights here with Chaos Trolls coming in to smash into the Doom Divers and Orc Biggins. Still more Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes on the field. They should be targeting this Orc Boy Biggin instead though, instead of that one. Looks like Forsaken finally coming around to engage into the battle. Forsaken should charge these Orc Boys, and these Forsaken should come around and attack more units. More Forsaken on the field here, but they're not going to beat Black Orcs for sure. Here comes the Chaos Lord down into the rear of these Orc Boys and Orc Biggins, which is going to be massive. This could actually start the chain route for the Greenskins. Going to be chain routed here. So Marauder Horsemen are going to be charging straight to these Night Goblin Archers. Good move. Look at those archers fly and get completely stumped. Forsaken here not doing anything. Finally gonna move around. Again, Orc War Boss is still in mighty fine shape, so he could technically do quite a bit of damage here, but the Chaos Lord could also start engaging on his own. Oh, the Marauder Horsemen here are not gonna do great. They're gonna get charged by the Orc Boy Biggins, so that's it for them. These Forsaken here, they're not gonna do great. Still Doom Diver catapults. Looks like they came back, but more Orc Boy Biggins on the field. This game is quite close at the moment, but I think slightly in Chaos favor. Now the Orc War Boss is kind of in a bad spot. He needs to pull out of here if he can, because he's surrounded by Chaos Knights and Forsaken, so he's going to take massive damage. So this is not the engagement that he wants, and this could actually start to end the game. The Orc War Boss is surrounded here, taking massive damage. He is activating Potion of Toughness, which is replenishing his HP, but is it fast enough? Is it fast enough? Potion of Foolhardiness as well, which does help, but it's gonna not be in play for much longer. Finally, Orc Biggins come in, but very nice use of the Chaos Lord, actually stopping the Chaos, the Greenskin units from supporting the Orc War Boss, and Orc War Boss has routed off the field. He needs to be chased by or targeted by the Chaos Lord so that the Orc War Boss takes damage while he's routing. And all these Orc units have routed off the field as well. Still Forsaken here, still fighting his Black Orcs and Goblin Big Boss. That engagement is taking so long there. But it should finally be in the favor of Chaos. So much that they're not going to actually be able to lose this game. So there they go. The Orc War Boss chased away, taking damage. He's not going to beat this Chaos Lord anymore. Look at that Chaos Lord chasing awkwardly. What is this? What was that? Chaos Lord no longer chasing. Okay, so the Orc War Boss actually manages to disengage and live. Chaos Knights here. Ooh, gonna get a brutal rear charge onto these Orc Warway Biggins. There go the Orc Warway Biggins. Chaos Lord still chasing away the Orc War Boss. Chaos rolls here. Yeah, this is not gonna be an engagement that Chaos will like, but still, not much left on the field for the Orcs. We should have army losses kicking in soon enough. There we go. Everything is wavering and chain routing right as I say that. And that is going to be game. Pyrrhic victory for Chaos. Quite a close game. But yeah, that was the mistake that Brent Verlin made with the Orc War Boss. Alone, surrounded, and essentially made ineffective. And because of that, he ended up losing his entire army to a chain route. And yep, that's game and match. So houseplant moves on to the final. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, follow me on social media. I'll see you next time.